Why do I have a YouTube channel? Because of the results I'm going to share with you in a minute. Galileo joined my program under a year ago, and he had very clear ideas about what he wanted to achieve, but he wasn't sure that he could do it, and there was evidence for that. He had already taken the IELTS, which is an international English exam, and had not obtained the band that he required to move forward. So he joined my program, and fast forward to last week when we got together to talk about all the amazing changes and transformation that have taken place since then and that have enabled him to embark on a new and exciting life journey. Are you ready? If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and invite the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video, which will be relevant to you if you are learning English and using it in your everyday life for personal, professional, or academic purposes. If we haven't met yet, my name is Tanya Meyer, and I am an English as a foreign language teacher to adults, specializing in mindfulness practices to enhance and improve language acquisition and use. And in this video, we'll be diving into my recent chat with Galileo, whose life is about to change. A lot. I am so excited for him and for his future, and very happy to be part of his English development adventure. Here's our interview, and I hope you enjoy. So hello, Galileo. I am so happy to see you and to celebrate all your achievements lately. So thank you for accepting, being interviewed, and in English as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanya, for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm really excited about speaking with you. So much has happened and changed since we started working together. So I'd love to go through it step by step, and that'll make it clear to whoever's watching how things work and how you in particular have attained the results that you have. So shall we get started? And let me ask you a little bit about you. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. Basically, I've been involved in the area of public health, and during the last 10, 15 years, I studied medicine here in Mexico City. Yeah, and I've been involved in different initiatives with national government, non-profit organizations, all around, health of populations.
Right. And that's such important work and so necessary. So tell us a little bit about where you were before we started working together, as in, that's where you are in the area of public health. You're a doctor. And where did you want to go and what was happening? Like, why were you not getting there? Tell us a little bit about that story.
Yeah, well, when I was studying medicine, for a coincidence, I had contact with the area of international public health because I was perhaps influenced by one professor. And since that time, I really, really wanted to study something more about international, not just the clinical medicine, not just the classical approach of being a doctor. So that aspiration conducted me to work for the Secretaría de Salud here in Mexico, different settings.
That's the health settings, sector, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. In clinical settings, attending chronic care patients, exploring how we can improve the health for that kind of population. And then I study a master in global health, the University of Barcelona. That is more or less what I've been doing during these years. Yeah, well, I did work as a volunteer since I was medical student. But yeah, I increased this participation, this work for international organizations, being active in terms of sometimes as a board member, sometimes as an attendee of different congress and initiatives, contributed to different projects of international health or health services. Additionally, I started my own consulting office in global public health, and that's why I required to improve my English. Perhaps I must confess that many other people, I had a lot of English courses since I was in the kindergarten, perhaps. But always there is a gap from the theoretical and classical approach of English courses and the reality where you have to use in a proficient way, especially at the professional level.
Exactly.
When I noticed you started this project, I think my first reaction was like a click, because it was exactly what I felt need at the moment.
Like in
Yeah.
what way? What was it that clicked with you about the program? Because you did intend to retake the IELTS, right? There were some requirements because you had an intention. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, basically the intention was achieve an advanced band level in the IELTS. The objective all the time was be able to compete for a place in a top level university. Yeah, and I think clearly the program allows me to do that.
So let's kind of break it down. When you entered the program, you wanted to retake the IELTS. You needed the IELTS in order to apply to continue with your studies, specifically a PhD in global health, because that's your area. But we couldn't do everything together. So the first thing we were going to do is go for the IELTS and see if you could obtain that band that you needed. And we agreed within the program that if you didn't obtain it, then no problem, because we could continue to work on your English and you would be able to retake it later. That's the beauty of the program, right? That you would just be able to continue to prepare for obtaining that band. So what happened within the program before taking the IELTS? How did it work?
Yeah, as you said, that was, I think, the approach. And this approach, I think the main advantage was, we worked without stress. Basically, I think we worked step by step, just building from the bottom to the top, based on my strengths, identify my areas of improvement. And I think the approach of the program was especially useful in terms of a different approach, more like comprehensive way.
Yes, because there's the curriculum, and in the curriculum there was material, and you could, so basically between meeting and meeting, you could answer some sample questions, and then you could submit them to me for feedback. And then we would meet in the feedback, in the coaching calls, and we would go through your writing together, and then I would give you recommendations for the following week or the following task. And this is how you combined, say, the practice of answering IELTS tasks on your own and perhaps doing some research within the curriculum, some of the tools and resources that it contains in order to to write your answers, right?
Yeah, that's right. The main advantage perhaps is the personal approach. I mean, there are a lot of tools in the program. There are a lot of information, but of course, always you need to be or to feel confident what you are doing is the right way. So without doubt, your guidance was great. I think valuable for in this process.
Thank you, Galileo. And of course, there are also the mindfulness practices which you attended regularly.
Yeah, definitely. The mindfulnessation is key through this program. Before this experience, I been informed about the benefits of mindfulness, but from a medical perspective, is a different way to understand, and the approach is just in terms of the evidence. Of course, this is good, this is valuable, but definitely is a different experience when you are practicing. So mindfulness, I think, allows you to have a very stable floor for building your English, in terms of confidence, in terms of the patience that you have to manage in order to master a second language, especially for people perhaps like me, who for many years studied English, but you need practice, you need a little bit more than the traditional course gives you.
Great, awesome. Okay, and so then you took the IELTS, and what happened?
Yeah, to be honest, I was very surprised with the result. I must confess that I improved in some marks in comparison with the last test 2 years ago. But surprisingly, I achieved the band 7. Yeah.
That is so awesome. Surprisingly, it's so wonderful that you're like, what? How did that even happen? Because
Absolutely.
you worked for it. That's why. Because you worked for it, and because you did what it took. That's the thing. Is that you committed, and you did the work, and so that's why you got the results. And of course, I was so happy, and I continue to be happy, and congratulations on that. So now that you had what you needed to apply to the top university that you were thinking was a distant dream that could never happen, but now you had the requirements. So then what happened?
Well, this is perhaps the most amazing part of the story, because surprisingly, I was accepted in the program that I applied.
Are we allowed to say where?
Yeah, of course, at John Hopkins University.
The one of the top universities, and you're going to study exactly what you were looking for, which is a combined practice research PhD in global health. But before that, let's talk a little bit about the application process, because once you had the IELTS score, then you needed to go through the application process, and that wasn't easy, because there was a lot of stuff to do, and there was a deadline. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. This part always is so difficult. You have to complete a lot of requirements, a lot of documents about your academic history, but about your intentions, many recommendations. So a lot of grammar and a lot of words to produce in terms of writing.
And a statement of purpose, a very intense and detailed statement of purpose that you needed to write. And we also worked on that together.
Yeah, I think this is, I am still trying to understand exactly what we did, because it was so fast. I think we worked this fluently, but it was a lot of work. Yeah. But yes, as you said, we finally convinced the committee, and the letter of acceptance is now in my portfolio.
Yay! I am so proud of you. This is so awesome. And I am so happy that, you know, this is the reason why I created my program. These are the results that I was dreaming of, you know, really supporting people.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanya.
Great. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Just share the idea that we really can achieve English improvement, and highly recommend. I'm absolutely sure there are many people in the streets that are looking for English improvement. I think it's feasible, and programs like this program, I think, really help in this process.
Yay. Well, thank you very much. So, of course, we're going to continue to see each other in the program, because what it offers is lifetime access. So even from now, when you go to Baltimore, isn't it? You still continue being part of the program. So any, aspects of English that you need support with, then I'm still there, the community is still there, the curriculum is still there, and we continue working together, and when you come back and so on. I remember, when we spoke, I said to you, so I'm offering this program. It has lifetime access, and I know that you want to go and study abroad. And I just want you to think about what an inspiration you can be when you go. And imagine how wonderful that will be for everybody in the community. And you said, well, yeah, actually. And now here we are. So that's such a wonderful thing. So thank you so much.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And thank you, Tanya. I really appreciate your support, your patience, your professionalism, and your guidance as a person. I think the program not describe the human component of the program, but I think definitely you are the key part of this program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I think I better stop the recording before I start crying. But thank you so much, Galileo, for being with us today. And I'll see you in the program.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was my recent conversation with Galileo. I am so excited for him and for his future, as I say, because as we say in English, the sky is the limit. And being part of the program and really working on his English has enabled him to be in this position now where, of course, there are challenges ahead. I mean, studying a PhD requires quite a lot of focus and attention and concentration. And these are just some aspects of what mindfulness can help us with. What about you? Do you have an aspiration to do something with your life and you feel that it's your English that's holding you back? Have you been trying to improve your English for years, but feel that you're getting nowhere? If you're struggling or stuck with English, I would love to help. The first thing to do is to download my free guide, How to Revolutionize Your English, which I'll leave a link to down below, and which you can put into practice straight away. Trust me that if you implement the recommendations in the guide, then you will see transformation in your English. Of course, it's all about implementation, right? Because one thing is to read and to know, and another thing is to do. The second step is to watch my free masterclass, which you can also find the details to down below in the description box, to find out how I work and how mindfulness techniques can be applied to English acquisition and use. And if you're at a place in your life where you're just exhausted and ready to pause and take a breath and look at the question of my problem with English from a more holistic perspective, then find the link below and book a consultation to speak directly with me. Remember to like this video if you found it helpful at all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.